Welcome back. Jury selection begins today in the federal sex trafficking trial for music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. So he was arrested in September, if you recall, has been in jail ever since, facing 5 charges for sex trafficking and racketeering. If convicted, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars. Joining us this morning to break down what is expected today is Josh Kolsrud, a criminal defense attorney here in the Valley, joining us live in studio. Josh, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, we were just chatting about this. Jury selection begins, and you know, how long do you think this is going to take to find someone who doesn't know anything about this case?
Well, in a case like this involving a huge celebrity and icon like Sean Puffy Combs, it could take a while. You know, the last time that there was a trial of this magnitude was the O.J. Simpson case in the 1990s. And if you recall, in that case, it took prosecutors and the defense 11 weeks to finally impanel a jury. Now, you know, the system is a little bit more efficient than it was in the 90s, so I don't think it'll take 11 weeks. But finding 12 jurors who have never heard of this case and who haven't already formed an opinion could be challenging. Yeah, no kidding. And you were saying with all the millions of people in New York City, they'll be able to do it, but it's going to take some time. Yeah, you know, there are 11 million people there, and I'm sure there's some people there that don't watch social media or listen to the radio. So I think they'll be able to get to it at least maybe in a couple weeks. What do you think is, of course, Diddy being a celebrity and all of these cases that are continuing to come forward, he wants this case to move forward quickly. He does. So if you recall, Cassie Ventura, who is an R&B singer and songwriter, she was the one that was featured in the CNN video where Sean Puffy Combs was seen dragging her by the hair and really beating her in front of the elevator. She came forward and sued him civilly, and that's what started everything. And after that lawsuit was filed, other victims started coming forward as well. And what Sean Puffy Combs does not want is another Harvey Weinstein situation where more and more accusers are coming forward, because that's more and more charges. And in this case, the prosecutor has already added charges 4 different times. So they want to get to trial as soon as possible. If they wait another year to go to trial, for example, there could be an additional 10 other witnesses, 10 other victims, and then by that time, the evidence will be so overwhelming that there will be virtually no defense that can succeed. You know, as a defense attorney, how difficult is it when you have these cases one after the other coming forward, and then it's almost like you're rebuilding your case, or having to, every time another case presents itself? So the prosecution really needs a victory in this case. They really need a guilty verdict on all accounts, because if that happens, the judge will have almost no discretion and will have to really sentence Sean Puffy Combs to a life sentence. And then all the other cases that come after that will be easy, because they'll have to settle. They'll run concurrent, and they won't have to go to trial because he's already serving a life sentence. So the prosecution really needs to get a victory here. You know, you mentioned O.J. Simpson off the top, and celebrity was a big part of that case. How much do you think celebrity will be a part of this case? Oh, it's huge. So the defense is going to say, you know, Sean Puffy Combs was involved in a rock and roll lifestyle, and that everything was consensual, that he was a swinger, he was into an alternative lifestyle, and this was just par for the course. And everybody who was involved consented to the allegations that are involved in this case. So I think that you'll see some celebrity witnesses, you'll hear about the celebrity lifestyle, and also the prosecution has given notice that they're going to play at least 9 videos. Wow. And they're going to be salacious videos, probably with people that we know that are in them. In these type of cases, and just one last question because we've got about 30 seconds, do you expect him to take the stand, or in some of these cases, is that? So it's a good question. If it's apparent that the defense wants to bring in some type of diminished capacity defense, meaning that, you know, he wasn't necessarily aware of what was going on. The problem with that is that you have to admit to the fact that you did something wrong, and you most likely do have to take the witness stand, which the defense probably doesn't want him to do, because there's so much material that the prosecutor could impeach him with to make him look bad if he does decide to take the witness stand. All right, Josh, thank you for coming in. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. All right, let's check in with Crystal this morning.